Welcome agents, Epic Slayers here. Today I want to discuss the Dark Zone within the Division 2 and if going rogue is still a thing, what Rogue 3.0 could be all about. Now I encourage you to leave your comments below about both the DZ and Rogue 3.0, and whilst you're down there, hitting the like button and subscribing if you're new, as I will be continuing to cover the Division into the Division 2 and beyond. Now with all that said, let's get into the video. So first off, I think it's worth briefly noting what we have in the Rogue 2.0 currently, and then talking about Rogue 3.0. So with Rogue 2.0, it drastically overhauled the rogue system, and these are some of the notable changes. Now, first off, you have to toggle rogue within Rogue 2.0, which is what you didn't have to do originally, and it's about a 5-second timer, I believe, to show that you are going to go rogue. You'll have this little timer above your head, or a notification above your head showing that you're about to go rogue. And the reason they did this was to allow non-rogue players or unexpected victims who are doing PvE, clearing landmarks, that sort of thing, time to react, time to go, hey, someone's about to go rogue, and basically turn on them. Secondly, they turned off friendly fire, and the reason they did this was to fix the accidental rogue issue, the 19-second timer, and I can see why they did this. And then lastly, they added the Manhunt extraction station, which is basically when you get to Manhunt rank 5, which is the highest rank of Manhunt you can get to, then the only way of coming out of that Manhunt, as opposed to running off a timer like the other ranks, is you'd have to go to a station and remove the status. With that, all non-rogue players will know exactly where that station is basically going to be. So yeah, that's the Manhunt extraction station. Now, these changes, in my opinion, turn what was meant to be the most savage, unforgiving environment in the game, and that's how it was sold, into a more casual experience. Now, I've made a couple of videos about this before. You can find these by searching my Division playlist, so if you want to do that, then feel free to go check those out. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the Dark Zone in the Division 2. First off, as I'm sure you are all aware, the DZ has been confirmed by Ubisoft. Now, Terry Spire, in a tweet, said the following: "We announced at E3 that there is a Dark Zone experience in the Division 2. Now, it's interesting that Terry said DZ experience and not just the Dark Zone that we all know. And it certainly sounds like we'll be getting something similar to what we have, but obviously revamped and reimagined. So, with that in mind, what changes would you like to see for the new Dark Zone? Leave them down in the comment section below. I'd appreciate reading through those. Now, I'm fully aware of why Massive decided to introduce Rogue 2.0 within the Division, but what I miss is the unsettling environment. Always having to make sure I check my back when clearing landmarks, and the thrill of obtaining the rarest gear and having to extract that gear. Now, if you are an OG player like myself, you will remember the Midas and how OP that gun was when it first came out. Now, I actually remember picking that weapon up and having the most exciting but nerve-wracking extraction ever when trying to get that weapon out at the time, when it was so OP that everyone wanted, and that includes all high ends at the point that they were so rare. Now, that's gone. I mean, that's now gone from the Division, and I miss that. I personally think that this must return in the Division 2. The Dark Zone was the USP for the game, the unique selling point, and done right, it is one of the best experiences in any game I've ever played, along with Survival actually. So I personally think they need to return to the roots, and it needs to be that environment that you go into knowing there is a chance you are going to get jumped, but there's also a chance that you might get the rarest gear in the game. That's what I think. Now, if we assume going rogue will return, Rogue 3.0, how would we change what we currently have for the Division 2? What would you like to see Rogue 3.0 be? I mean, I turn friendly fire back on and have a bar that fills up if you shoot non-rogue agents, the same way it works in sort of Underground with the shock effect, for example. I'm not entirely sure how to fix the going rogue issue. I personally hate the current system and prefer just shooting someone to go rogue. It didn't bother me too much. Leave your comments below on suggestions for Rogue 3.0 as well. That would really be helpful. So here are some Dark Zone suggestions. What about every once in a while someone gets the opportunity to become a hunter and take down as many people as possible? So, you know, it flags up, do you want to become a hunter? You click on X or whatever console you're on, or PC for example, you click on it, you become a hunter, and you've got to hunt people down. I think that would be really cool. What about if you go manhunt, you have challenges pop up that you can complete for a chance at a higher reward. So instead of having something like leaderboards, which I think leaderboards will be in a Division 2, and I think they should be, but you go manhunt and, you know, random challenges come up, and if you complete those challenges, then you have a chance at a better reward. Again, I think that's plausible, and I think that'll be a good idea. Will we see a solo-only DZ, possibly? Or a PvE and a PvP DZ? Who knows? A solo-only DZ sounds good to me. Also, what about varied events? For example, a huge band of True Sons, which was one of the new factions within the Division 2, enter the DZ. There's more than you can take on alone or in a group, and the server needs to fend them off. Again, I think that would be a mass, that would include everyone, and everyone would get involved, and I think that would be a really, really cool sort of varied event. And there's obviously a lot of suggestions, so there are a vast amount of ideas about how the Division 2 can be reimagined, or the Dark Zone in the Division 2 can be reimagined. I want you to leave yours below as well. I really want you to get involved in this. So, in my opinion, what the DZ in the Division 2 really should do is offer the chance of the best gear in the game, but it may come at a cost. High risk, high reward. The DZ was sold that way in the Division 1. It didn't really give us that. Well, it did to start with, but then it kind of became very casual. And that's exactly what I want to see in the Division 2. I want exactly as it was sold. Lawless, unforgiving, but highly rewarding. A mixture of PvEVP, offering an experience no other game can. So let's hope that the DZ experience Terry Spire tweeted about is exactly this and a whole lot more. There you go, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like. It really does help me out. And as I said numerous times in this video, please leave your comments down below about Rogue 3.0 and what you want to see from the Dark Zone within the Division 2. And also you can comment about Terry Spire's comment about a DZ experience and what that might mean. Because at this point, no one really knows. Thanks for your support, and until the next one, Epic out.